Let's start here. So you're about to say something. Now you haven't yet. And it's not like a big decision. There's no drama around it. It might be something like an invitation, a conversation, like a plan you've agreed to many times before. But this time, just before you respond, something happens. It feels like tension or maybe resistance in your body. Now it's just a pause, but it's almost like your system leans back slightly and says, wait, you don't have a language for it yet, but you do notice it. That, that's where this week begins. Hello, beautiful ones. I'm Cindi, astrologer, mystic, and I guide people through periods of deep change by helping them understand what the sky is doing inside them. Welcome to Forecast the Shift Timelines. This is a very interesting week. This week is not asking you to make a decision. It may feel that way, but that's not what it's doing. This week is asking you to notice when you stop entering things automatically. All right? So let's pretend for a minute. Picture this. You're looking at your week ahead, and your calendar doesn't look unreasonable. I mean, you've handled worse. But as you imagine stepping into it, your body doesn't surge forward the way it used to. There's no exhaustion yet and no frustration, just a subtle internal check that says or asks, can I actually live inside this pace? Now, you don't answer the question right away. And you know it's not because you're unsure. No, it's because something inside you is learning to listen first. That question isn't there to be solved. That question is there to let your body register the future before you commit to it. So instead of pushing past it like we always do, you simply just notice it. And for the first time, that feels like it's enough. Now, later in the week, you're talking with somebody, okay? They're explaining something, maybe a plan, an idea, a direction they're really excited about, right? And you understand what they're saying. And you could easily nod along like you've done many of times, right? But instead of agreeing to that, you notice something else first. How your chest feels. Or maybe you've noticed how your breath responds. Again, this is not discomfort. This is more like misalignment. And for the first time, you notice you don't rush to smooth it over. You actually stay quiet. And it's not because you're wanting to create distance. No, it's more like you want to stay honest. And here's the part that you may look over, but it does matter. You're not staying quiet to decide anything. You're staying quiet so your body can finish the sentence your mind usually interrupts. That pause isn't asking you to act. What it's doing is asking you to listen long enough to know whether this belongs to you at all. That's what you're doing. Okay? Now, if you find yourself wondering why this is happening now, you're not wrong in asking that. This isn't just personal and it's not random. There are several shifts in the sky this week, and they're all doing the same thing. And that thing is to move awareness forward, not to move action forward. but to move awareness forward into truth. This is one of those weeks where what's been organizing quietly underneath, it starts to register before anything happens. That's why the pause. That's why it shows up early. That's why your body responds first. That's why the question changes from, can I manage this, to, do I actually want to live this way going forward? Nothing is peaking yet. We're not there yet. But a lot is lining up. And it's weeks like this that don't arrive to give you answers. Okay? They're arriving to make honesty unavoidable. There's a lot dissolving beneath the surface right now. Sensitivity is higher. Awareness itself is wider. But this isn't the energy of emotional flooding. This is clarity without force. That's what this space is. You can see it out in the world. What's fading this week is your ability to ignore what isn't sustainable. What isn't sustainable in your time, in your energy, in your nervous system, in your participation. You're still compassionate. You're still capable. You're still open. You, my beautiful one, you are just no longer willing to absorb what costs too much. And if this is familiar and you already make decisions this way internally before pressure, then the deep dive is where we work with that capacity deliberately. And yes, this all includes Valentine's Day. But let me be clear. This is not because this is a relationship week. This is because love is where truth is hardest to ignore. This year, Valentine's Day on the 14th may quietly reveal where connections feel nourishing, where it feels performative, where you're present, and where you're participating out of habit. That's what it's going to bring and reveal and show you. This isn't only about romance. This is going to show up in your work, in expectations, in systems, in roles you've outgrown. Love simply makes the question impossible to avoid. The question is, can I be here without leaving myself? And I want to say this here because some of you will feel it. Weeks like this tend to open a door where it doesn't explain what's behind it. Okay? You don't get the whole picture yet. None of us are right now. You're just getting the sense that something larger is organizing. Now, if you've been watching these forecasts for a while, then you know how this works. The public forecast names the experience, and then there's a quieter space that we have where we stay with the structure underneath it. So if you find yourself thinking, oh, okay, I feel this, but I want to understand what's actually happening, well, that's exactly what the deep dive is for, okay? Nothing needs to be decided this week. That's very important. Again, I know that's really hard for especially people who see me, know me, are in this energy. You are used to figuring it out. That's not where we're at, okay? So again, nothing needs to be decided this week. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to act yet. So, when that pause shows up, I don't want you to rush past it. Okay? And don't rush to resolve it either. Let it do its job. The universe is responding to you. Let it do its job. The pause is where your system checks alignment before commitment. That's what's going on. It's how your body answers the question, your mind hasn't even asked yet. That awareness is already doing the work. Okay? If this week feels quieter than you expected, but more exact, then I'm telling you, you're not missing anything. This is one of those weeks, again, that opens a larger story without telling it all at once. So if questions linger or connections start forming without words, that, my friend, is not unfinished business. That's intentional. Now, we'll be staying with the deeper architecture of this, like what's shifting, why it's happening now, how it leads to the rest of February. That's all in the deep dive. But for now, let this week do what it's meant to do. Let it show you what your body already knows. And until next time, beautiful ones, remember, keep your frequency clear, your choices intentional, and your heart in the flow.